It was said, have you watched the Three Idiots movie? So it was said by the great RSC, that is Ranchod Das Shamal Das Chachad, right? And that's what even we believe in at Fool's Den, that if you chase excellence, success will follow you, right? So welcome to this introductory class on CLAT 2019, and the whole idea is that we'll take you through some live sessions. We'll be covering the whole syllabus live, and also we'll be giving you some good practice sheets and tests through which you will be able to fare really good at CLAT 2019. Basically, all of us, we are preparing for CLAT 2019. So let's first talk about what CLAT is all about, right? So CLAT is the key entrance exam to get admission into the national law universities of the country, right? There are 19 NLUs, and then a lot of private colleges are also there which take the CLAT scores for their admission. So once you prepare for CLAT properly, you will land up into some or the other good law college for sure, because there are a number of other exams also which are in the same pattern of CLAT. Fine. So, okay, now let's talk about, quickly let's go through what CLAT is all about, what are the different sections in CLAT. Okay, we'll talk about them for a few minutes, and then we'll start out with our first class. Okay, so see, there are 5 sections that are asked in CLAT. The first section is elementary maths. Elementary maths. I hope I'm audible now, right? Yeah, so the first section is elementary maths, which consists of, the topics of maths up to 10th class, right? Whatever you studied up to 10th class will be a part of your elementary maths section. Okay, now coming to the topics, the topics are namely number systems, arithmetic topics like percentages, profit and loss, work and time, time, speed and distance, averages, mixtures and allegations, then some geometry topics, geometry, circles, triangles, mensuration, 2D, 3D, and then some modern maths. Modern maths consists of probability and permutation combination, and then there will be algebra also. There were a few questions from algebra also in CLAT 2018. So this is your first section, which consists of 20 questions, and these are the topics that we've discussed now, talking briefly about the various topics that are a part of this section. Section 2. Section 2 is logical reasoning. Section 2 is logical reasoning, which consists of 40 questions. There will be 40 questions from this area, logical reasoning. And let me tell you, this was the toughest section in CLAT 2018, right? So logical reasoning was the toughest. Now, what is logical reasoning? Logical reasoning is something which all of you have studied in your competitive exams like NTSC, right? What we used to call mental ability there is logical reasoning here, right? It will be a test of your logic, how good you are at thinking, forming logic, applying logic to questions, right? So there are a number of topics in this like blood relations, directions, coding, decoding, alphanumeric sequences, syllogism, arrangements, right? So there are around 7 to 8 topics which are a part of logical reasoning, and we'll be covering every topic in detail from logical reasoning also in our course. Now, let me go to the third area, which is English. English basically consists of 3 areas. 1, grammar. 2, reading in the form of reading comprehension in passages. And 3, vocabulary. So you can say like there is an equal balance between the 3 sections, the 3 subsections. Every section will carry a weightage of around 30 to 40%, grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. So we'll be talking in detail about all these areas and topics in the coming classes, right? And let me tell you, like English is one of the easiest sections in CLAT every year. For the past 11 years, English has never been a very challenging section for students, especially if you are from the English medium, right? Now, let's go to the next section. So the next section, see, now we talked about 3 sections which consists of around 100 questions, and the last 2 sections we are going to talk about consist of 50 questions each. That is, they make almost 50% of the paper, these 2 sections. So the next section is GK, general knowledge. General knowledge consists of 2 parts. One is current affairs, and the second is constant GK. All right, current affairs is everything under the sun which has happened in the past 1 year. पिछले 1 साल में जो भी current issues हुए हैं उस पे there will be questions, right? So current affairs, you can follow any magazine, any online website like gktoday.in or Jagran Josh or say Vision IAS or say Study IQ. You can follow all these online. And अगर offline आपको चाहिए तो you can go for magazines and books like Pratyogita Darpan and the CSR and all. So current affairs will consist of almost 70% of your paper, right? And the rest 30% may be constant GK. It may even be less than 30%, but a maximum of 30% will be from constant GK section. Now, constant GK mainly consists of polity and constitution. Okay? So this will be the major component of your constant GK, because this is what law is all about, right? One who doesn't know constitution knows no law. That's what they believe in. So this will be a major chunk, major role player in this particular section. Then there will be questions from economics. There will be questions from geography. Sorry. And there may be questions from history as well. Not many questions will be there from history, but there may be a few questions, 2 or 3 questions from history as well. So we can say that if you're good at your constant GK part and polity and economics, I think that should do. But in our course, we'll be covering all these topics in detail, right? And now coming to the last section of CLAT, which is new and sometimes students find difficulty in also. Okay, sorry, I missed it, but there'll be 50 questions from current affairs, right? Sorry, general knowledge section. There'll be 50 questions from the GK section. Now, I'm going to the last section, that is legal aptitude. Legal aptitude, again, there will be 50 questions. So that is almost 25% of your CLAT paper, legal aptitude. Legal aptitude section basically consists of 2 things. One is legal reasoning. This is almost 70% of this section. Now, what is legal reasoning? Legal reasoning is like, you will be given a principle, okay, a principle which talks about one particular law, all right, and then you'll be given a factual situation, a practical situation, where you have to apply that principle and find a solution to the given problem. So it's more of reasoning rather than your knowledge of law, right? So if you can apply logic to the principle given there, you can solve these questions, fine? So legal reasoning is almost 70% of your CLAT paper, your legal aptitude section. And the rest 30% will be legal knowledge. Legal knowledge. In legal knowledge, there can be 2 things. One, they'll ask, legal terms and jargons and maxims from the field of law. That will be one. And the second, they may ask you questions based on constitutional law, that is based on the Constitution of India, right? So these are the 2 types of questions that you can expect in the legal knowledge section. This year, there were no legal terms in the question paper, but there were 10 questions based on constitution in the legal aptitude section, and 40 questions were from the legal reasoning part. So we can say that this is the more important part among the 2, but again, this section is very much dependent on this section. If you have a good knowledge in law, you can approach the legal reasoning section really well, right? So that was a brief idea of what CLAT is all about. How does the paper look like? Okay, I can see a few questions there. People are talking about different colleges and all. Hey, don't worry. We already have some videos, on Fools Den Junior, which talk about the various private colleges and NLU's expected cutoffs and all. So, you can watch those videos. You will get every information there. And also, if you want some extra information, please let us know. We'll make videos on that also, okay? But right now, let's focus on, preparation for CLAT 2019. And we'll have an introductory session, which is going on right now. We'll be talking about a few legal terms in the coming time, right? Okay, so let me continue with it. So just now we talked about the paper pattern, how the paper of CLAT looks like. Now let me go to, what a decent score in CLAT should be. See, everyone knows that the top NLU, which almost every student targets, is NLSIU Bangalore. Okay, and if you want to get into NLSIU Bangalore, you have to score definitely a 130 plus in CLAT, right? If you get a score of 130 plus in your CLAT exam, there are high chances that you can get into NLSIU Bangalore. Even if you miss this, you will get the top 3 NLUs for sure, right? Which are Bangalore, Hyderabad and Calcutta, right? And then the other NLUs follow like Bhopal, Gujarat, Jodhpur, Raipur, all these NLUs follow. Also, there is this NLU from Delhi, which is again a top-notch NLU. So if you have the caliber of scoring 130 plus in CLAT, you can get the top-notch NLUs, right? Now, just look at this statistic. You have 120 minutes and you got to score 130 plus. Now, that's not an easy task. That's not at all an easy task. So, if you want to get this score and get into this college, you have to, you have to be well-rounded. There are 5 sections. You cannot skip any of the sections. You have to be good at all the sections if you want to be in this college, right? So we have, a year's time. That is more than enough for, preparing for CLAT and getting into a good NLU. So if we can balance our studies, balance our classes, balance our preparation, and do it on a consistent manner with, practicing good mock tests, definitely you can get into NLSIU Bangalore, right? So now, so what can be the key areas? Now see, let's talk in a practical manner. See, there are 200 questions, okay, which have to be solved in 120 minutes. Not, no one, there is no student in the country who can get all the 200 questions right or even attempt 200 questions. So the point is like, the most successful candidates are the ones who can choose the right questions in the 120 minutes and solve, right? If we can attempt say around 160, 170 questions, the right questions which are, the easiest and the fastest to be, which can be solved in the fastest manner, and if you pick them and solve, you can get a good score of 130, 140 plus. Now, how do you learn to pick those? See, it's not a cakewalk, fine. Not everyone can pick the right question and leave the questions which are to be left. For that, you need to do one thing. You have to practice a lot of mock tests. Fine, just attending classes won't help. You have to take at least 20 mock tests before you go for your final exam, and also a number of small sectional tests, which we'll make available on the Fools Den app and our online portal. I'll be sharing the details shortly. So on that, we'll be giving you daily mock tests, daily practice tests, sectional tests, and then a full-length test every alternate Sunday. You can take that, and that will help you groom yourself and reach this level. Okay, now, so that's all about the basic introduction of CLAT 2019. And now let me start with today's topic, that is legal terms. We are going to start CLAT 2019 preparation with some basic legal terms. We'll discuss them, okay, and then you can just go and revise those terms. See, basically the whole idea is that we have planned to cover more than 500 legal terms in the coming classes. So today we'll be taking around 20-25 legal terms. In the future, we are planning more sessions on legal terms, which is a part of your legal knowledge. So, just a minute, give me a minute. Okay, some people are saying that they want the discussion to be in Hindi. ठीक है, मैं मिक्स करके बोलूंगा, हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों को मिक्स करके बोलूंगा, ओके और थोड़ा सा धीरे ले जाऊंगा, जस्ट इंट्रोडक्शन था इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा फास्ट जा रहा था. I'll go a bit slow और हिंदी में भी मैं डिस्कस करूंगा. So, ओके, कुछ लोग परेशान भी हैं, लाइक कुछ लोग 99 उनका स्कोर आया है एंड नेगेटिव मार्किंग के कारण 84 आया है. एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी आकांक्षा, बट देखिए ये होता है, ठीक है, ये होता है, ये सारे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ होता है. सो आकांक्षा वांट्स अ स्ट्रैटेजी टू अटेम्प्ट क्वेश्चंस, राइट. आकांक्षा देखिए एक सिंपल फंडा है, अभी आपके पास 1 साल टाइम है, राइट. तो ऑल यू नीड टू डू इज आपको पहले टॉपिक वाइज बिल्ड करिए, एक एक टॉपिक को बिल्ड करते जाइए, उस पर छोटे छोटे मॉक टेस्ट दीजिए. और मॉक टेस्ट में कभी भी आप स्पीड पे वर्क मत करिए, एक्यूरेसी पे वर्क करिए, ठीक है. तो धीरे धीरे बिल्ड करते करते आप जब ऐसा होगा कि लाइक आप 10 क्वेश्चन बनाते थे उसमें 9 सही रहते हैं, इफ यू कैन गेट 9 आउट ऑफ 10 क्वेश्चंस राइट, वो आपके कॉन्फिडेंस को बूस्ट करेगा, ठीक है. और जब छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स करके फिर छोटे छोटे पहले एक एक टॉपिक का टेस्ट दीजिए, उसके बाद एक एक सेक्शन को लेके सेक्शनल टेस्ट दीजिए. जब वो भी अच्छा हो जाए फिर आप फुल लेंथ टेस्ट चालू करिए. एंड फुल लेंथ टेस्ट में ऐसा होना चाहिए कि अगर हम 150 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हैं तो 135 सही होना चाहिए, राइट. सो दैट शुड बी द एटीट्यूड एंड एक्यूरेसी जिसके साथ हमें वर्क करना है, ओके. तो ठीक है आकांक्षा, वील बी टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स इन द कमिंग क्लासेस. एज ऑफ नाउ, आई मीन लेट मी स्टार्ट विद टुडेज क्लास. लीगल टर्म्स पूछ रहे हैं कुछ लोग, लीगल टर्म्स का लिंक पूछ रहे हैं. युग foolsden.com पे आप जाएंगे तो हमने अल्फाबेटिकली लीगल टर्म्स डाल रखे हैं. आप जस्ट गूगल पे सर्च करिए foolsden और लीगल टर्म्स, आपको हमारे वेबसाइट पे यू कैन गेट अ लॉट ऑफ लीगल टर्म्स. योग, अच्छा, पीपल आर आस्किंग अबाउट द टेस्ट ऑल्सो. देखिए टेस्ट के लिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा, लाइक यू कैन रजिस्टर योरसेल्फ एट testhub.foolsden.com, ठीक है. आप जाइए यहां पे रजिस्टर करिए फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट और उसमें क्लैट का कोर्स सेलेक्ट करिए तो आपको टेस्ट मिलेंगे, आपको कुछ फ्री टेस्ट मिलेंगे, सेक्शनल टेस्ट, टॉपिक टेस्ट, ओके. एंड उसमें कुछ फुल लेंथ टेस्ट भी आएंगे एवरी ऑल्टरनेट वीक्स. और अगर आपको एकदम फुल फ्लेज टेस्ट सीरीज चाहिए तो वी हैव अ पेड टेस्ट सीरीज आल्सो, बट ठीक है पहले जस्ट स्टार्ट विद द फ्री टेस्ट फर्स्ट, राइट. करंट अफेयर्स टाइमलाइन फॉर 2019, मैं बोलूंगा मई 2018 से लेके मई 2019 तक का आपको करंट अफेयर्स करना होगा, 1 साल का, राइट. अगर ये आप कर लेंगे तो आई थिंक दैट विल बी इनफ. देन ओके, ऑलराइट, चलिए. सो ठीक है, बाकी क्वेश्चंस भी हैं, आई विल आंसर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस एट द एंड ऑफ द क्लास. लेट मी स्टार्ट विद टुडेज क्लास एंड बिफोर आई स्टार्ट आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट 2 बुक्स. 2 ऐसे बुक्स के बारे में मैं बात करूंगा लीगल एप्टीट्यूड के, जो कि काफी अच्छी हैं, देखिए जो आप प्रेफर कर सकते हैं. This is the first book, ये रेड वाली बुक, आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू माइट हैव सीन दिस. AP भारद्वाज इसका नाम है, ठीक है. इसमें आपको लीगल टर्म्स, प्रिंसिपल बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, सारी चीजें मिलेंगी, बट अगेन इसमें चीजें बहुत डिटेल में नहीं है, ओके. सो द वर्ड्स एंड क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट वेरी डिटेल्ड एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर टेकन फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस क्लैट पेपर्स. सो ओके, यू कैन गो फॉर दिस बुक, but I won't rank this book as number 1, although everyone talks about that book. But I would rate this book as the top book for CLAT preparation, especially the legal aptitude section, जिसका नाम है Taxman, TAXMANN, right? So Taxman की बुक आप ले सकते हैं, Taxman Publications की. ऑथर्स का नाम है RK गुप्ता एंड समीक्षा गुप्ता, राइट. इनफैक्ट टैक्समैन एक ऐसा ब्रांड है जो मोस्ट ऑफ द NLU स्टूडेंट्स अपने लॉ की पढ़ाई में यूज करते हैं, राइट. सो यू कैन गो फॉर दिस बुक. इसमें बहुत ही डिटेल में दिया है जो चीज AP भारद्वाज में 4-5 चैप्टर्स में, इसमें अराउंड 30 to 35 चैप्टर्स में दिया है. इट्स अ वेरी डिटेल बुक, एवरी कॉन्सेप्ट इज मेंशन्ड इन डिटेल एंड ऑलमोस्ट also there are a number of legal terms and maxims that are given in this book, right? So all right, let me start with today's class. So we are going to talk about the basic legal terms and maxims today. So today is our introductory session, legal terms session 1. Okay, I won't call this as session 1 क्योंकि ज़्यादा time नहीं है हमारे पास. So we'll be learning around 20 words, but आगे हम लोग detail में काफ़ी अच्छे से ज़्यादा terms सीखेंगे, right? Okay, so let me start with 2 basic words in law जो आई थिंक हम सबको पता होना चाहिए टू स्टार्ट विद. सो देयर इज दिस वर्ड defendant, okay, and there is this word plaintiff, okay. So आप में से काफी लोगों को ऑलरेडी पता भी होगा who is a defendant, who is a plaintiff. जिन्हें नहीं पता है, let me tell you. See, basically जब भी एक कोई भी केस होता है लॉ का, उसमें कोई एक बंदा रहता है जो विक्टिम रहता है, राइट. एक there is one person who commits the mistake, okay, and the second person bears some loss due to that. किसी को नुकसान होता है, कोई नुकसान पहुंचाता है. So the person who commits the mistake or the crime is the defendant, okay, and the person who bears the mistake, the effect of the mistake, or you can say the person who becomes the victim is the plaintiff, right. So plaintiff is the guy who's a victim, जिसे नुकसान पहुंचा है. Defendant is the guy जिसने नुकसान पहुंचाया है, राइट. अच्छा, इन्हें याद कैसे रखें? सी, वी सजेस्ट वन थिंग ऑलवेज, दे शुड ऑलवेज बी सम निमोनिक्स यूज करके आप बहुत सारे टर्म्स को याद रख सकते हैं. लाइक हाउ वुड यू रिमेंबर दिस वर्ड प्लेंटिफ? सी, लुक एट दिस. ये दिख रहा है आपको प्लेन. व्हाट इज प्लेन? प्लेन मतलब सीधा साधा. लाइक प्लेन इज लाइक पर्सन हु डजंट नो मच. इनोसेंट, प्लेन टॉक्स अबाउट इनोसेंस, सीधा साधा, बेचारा, राइट. So a person who's plain, सीधा साधा, innocent, would normally be the victim of a crime. So याद रखिएगा कि plaintiff is a person who's a victim, right? And this guy, defendant. Now what happens? See, when a plaintiff, like sues a person, that person defends himself in the court, saying कि मैंने ये गलती नहीं की है. So जो person अपने आप को defend करता है कोर्ट में, ये बोल के कि गलती मैंने नहीं की है, he is the defendant, right? So hopefully आप इन दोनों का मीनिंग समझ पा रहे हैं. Plaintiff is a victim, defendant is the guy who has committed the crime. ठीक है? Okay, all right. There are other questions also, like क्या iOS में ऐप अवेलेबल है Fool's Den का? Extremely sorry, we are working on it, but फिलहाल अभी नहीं है, right? We don't have an app on iOS so far. बट हाँ, आप डायरेक्टली इंटरनेट पे जाके यू कैन रजिस्टर ऑन testhub.foolsden.com, वहां पे आप टेस्ट दे सकते हैं, राइट. ओके, ऑलराइट. नाउ पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टाइमिंग ऑफ क्लासेस. टाइमिंग 6 to 7 रहेगा एज ऑफ नाउ. Thursdays and Saturdays, Thursday 6 to 7 and Saturday 6 to 7 we'll be taking these classes, right? Okay, चलते हैं आगे. So let me go to the next term. So the next term we're going to learn today is ab initio. Font ठीक है ना? Okay, so the next term is ab initio. देखो, initio मतलब what does initio mean? Initio means initial. Initial मतलब beginning, right? So ab initio basically means from the beginning. From the beginning, right? So देखिए इसको technically कैसे use करते हैं. Actually ab मतलब from होता है, and most of these terms are derived from Latin, Spanish. So ये बहुत सारे आपको स्पैनिश वर्ड्स यहाँ पे मिलेंगे, राइट. सो ab initio मीन्स फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग देखिए, सो यूज कैसे करते हैं. लाइक मान लीजिए अगर आप एक छोटे बच्चे के साथ एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, एक 10 years का बच्चा है, उसके साथ मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर लिया कि मैं उसकी प्रॉपर्टी अपने नाम कराना चाहता हूँ, राइट. सो इफ आई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद अ किड who's 10 years old, okay, regarding his property, would that be, would that have some value in the eyes of law? No, not at all. So ऐसा बोला जाएगा कि that contract is void ab initio, right? देखिए, void means null and void. You might have heard of the word null and void. That means zero. उसका कोई value नहीं है, okay? So void ab initio means something which is void from the beginning. Something void from the beginning. That is law की नजरों में उसका कोई value नहीं है, okay? So we'll be talking about all these in detail later, like void contracts, voidable contracts and all. तो फिलहाल अभी हम लोग आगे चलते हैं. So this was our term ab initio. Let me go to the next term, which is ab extra. Ab extra, right? So देखिए, ab means from and extra always means बाहर, outside, right? Like ex, ex जो root word है उसका meaning ही होता है बाहर. Like exit, can you relate it to the word exit? Exit means outside, right? So ab extra basically means from the outside. So ab extra means from the outside, right? Now इसको law में कैसे use करते हैं? What value does this term have in law? See, it is said normally, say case हो रहा है, suppose मेरे, that is Bala and Vivek के बीच में, ठीक है? Bala and Vivek के बीच में there is a case going on and Bala, you know, lacks money, उसके पास ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं है case लड़ने के लिए, and I get an ab extra funding. ठीक है? If I say that I get an ab extra funding, that means मुझे बाहर से I get a funding from a third party to fight the case. Okay, now that is what ab extra means. It means from the outside, right? So we have discussed 4 terms so far: plaintiff, defendant, ab initio, and ab extra. So shall we continue? Is everything going good? Let me check once. Is everything going good? Are you guys there? People are still asking about the timing and all. देखिए timing is 6 to 7 p.m. and as of now we'll be conducting these classes twice a week, Thursday and Saturday. आगे we may change the time, we may change the frequency of the classes. So hopefully everyone is getting what I'm telling. Prem Kishore, class timing 6 to 7 है, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Next class Saturday होगा, right? Okay, so everyone is there and I think people are getting it. So let me go to the next term then. The next term is ad hoc. The next term is ad hoc, which literally means for this. Literally, इसका literal exact meaning है for this, right? अच्छा, have you heard about these two words? Like बहुत सारे sentences का there is a literal meaning and there is a figurative meaning, or what do you call that? There is a literal meaning and there is a figurative meaning. Figurative meaning के लिए there is also another word. What is that word? Metaphorical meaning. Yes. So literal meaning मतलब exact उसका meaning, and figurative या metaphorical meaning मतलब you're talking about something referring to something else. Like suppose if I say that French Open is going on, and if I say that Rafael Nadal fought like a lion on the court, ठीक है, Rafael Nadal fought like a lion on the tennis court, that doesn't mean कि he's a lion. We are comparing the bravery and style of Rafael Nadal to a lion, right? So that is what figurative या metaphorical usages mean. Okay, ठीक है. So ad hoc literally translates to for this. देखिए इसका, let me talk about a practical example. Okay, देखिए in your schools you might have met some ad hoc teachers. Like have you had this case like एक teacher आता है आपके school में particularly to teach physics. That teacher comes to your school only for teaching physics, nothing else. He would come there, take a physics class and go home, right? तो उनको बोला जाता है ad hoc teachers because they are meant only for one specific thing, for nothing else, right? So ad hoc basically means for one particular issue or topic and nothing else, right? Okay, so let me take you to the next word, and the next word we're going to talk about is ad idem. The next word is ad idem. देखिए idem is related to what? Can we relate this word idem to the word identical? Identical मतलब एक जैसा, right? Idem is related to the word identical. Okay, so ad idem basically means in agreement. Like there are two people with an identical mind. Like आप जो बोल रहे हैं, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, दोनों same सोच रहे हैं. We are thinking the same thing, right? That means we have an identical mind and we are thinking the same thing. Okay, so ad idem basically means in agreement. In agreement. I hope you people are taking notes. देखिए notes लेते जाइए. Basically this class is equivalent to a live physical class. Okay, आप notes बना सकते हैं. अगर मैं fast जा रहा हूं तो बोल सकते हैं. I'll slow down. ठीक है, Okay, all right, all right, all right. So let me continue with this. So add item means in agreement, okay? So if there are two parties add item, that means they are in agreement with each other, okay? So they don't have an issue, they are agreeing at the same thing. Okay, let me go ahead. The next term is ad valorem. The next term is ad valorem, which means according to value. This means according to value, right? देखिए ad valorem means according to value. Valorem stands for value, ठीक है? Now let me, ad valorem, how is this word used? See, generally ad valorem is used with taxes. Okay, so if I say that there is an ad valorem tax on a product, that means कि the tax on that product is according to the value of the product. That is, अगर किसी का value ज़्यादा है तो ज़्यादा tax, कम value की चीज़ है तो कम tax, ऐसा होता है, right? Different tax slabs होते हैं. 50,000 के नीचे की चीज़ आपने खरीदी तो 10% tax. अगर 50,000 से ज़्यादा कोई luxury item लिया तो 20% tax, right? ऐसा होता है, GST में भी इस तरह की चीज़ें हैं. तो we can say कि that tax is an ad valorem tax. So that is according to the value. ज़्यादा costly चीज़ पे ज़्यादा tax, सस्ती चीज़ पे सस्ता tax, right? So that is what ad valorem means. तो चलते हैं आगे. You can take a note of it. Ad valorem means according to the value. So is the pace okay? Please, I want some comments here. क्या pace सही है? Am I going too fast, too slow? Please send me some comments. Are you guys there? Is the pace okay? If yes, then send an okay. If fast, then send me a fast. If slow, then send me a slow. Okay, that's great, that's great, that's great. Okay, good. So I can get some okay comments. Perfect, it's well. Okay, that's great. Good going, good going. So let's continue. चलिए. All right, now let me take you to one term which was asked in last year's CLAT 2017 का term है ये, and the term is adjournment sine die. Adjournment sine die, right? देखिए adjournment, I think everyone is aware of this term. Adjournment मतलब to postpone a case. किसी का date तारीख आगे कर देना, तारीख पे तारीख. If you can remember, क्या नाम है? If you can remember Sunny Deol, right? So तारीख पे तारीख, basically तारीख आगे करना, postponing a case is adjournment. Movies में भी दिखाते हैं, the case is adjourned, right? The court is adjourned. So adjournment मतलब date आगे करना. Sine is a Latin term which means without, and die basically means day, right? So adjournment sine die means adjournment without a day. मतलब when the court adjourns a case without a future date of hearing, like next hearing कब होगा ये बिना बताए जब केस को adjourn आगे बढ़ा दिया जाता है, उसको बोलते हैं adjournment sine die, right? So that is postponing the hearing of a case without a specified future date, right? आगे कब होगा ये नहीं बताया जा रहा है, बस adjourn कर दिया जा रहा है. That is adjournment sine die, right? And that's a very important term. It was a part of CLAT 2017, and also it was asked in one of the IELTS papers in the earlier years. So it's an important term, right? Let's go ahead. So, okay, and the next term is, it's a very simple term, affidavit. So affidavit basically means a formal statement of fact. देखिए, to put it simply, हम लोग कोर्ट में जाते हैं, कभी कभी कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्स बनवाने, एफिडेविट बनवाने जाते हैं. आपने सुना होगा कि जाइए उसका एफिडेविट बनवा के लाइए, इस डॉक्यूमेंट का एफिडेविट बना के लाइए. So देखिए, एफिडेविट, what does that exactly mean? Suppose I lost my birth certificate. Okay, I had a birth certificate, I lost it, fine, and now I'm applying for some course. वहां पे वो लोग, they're asking for my birth certificate. I don't have my birth certificate, So what they'll say is you go to the court and get an affidavit of your date of birth. मतलब there has to be some proof of my date of birth, right? उसी को, उस proof को मैं जो कोर्ट से बनवाऊंगा उसको affidavit बोला जाता है, ठीक है? So basically it's a statement of a fact. मतलब fact यहाँ पे क्या है, मेरा date of birth ये particular day पे है, ये that is a fact, और जब कोर्ट उसको acknowledge करता है, sign करके देता है, that is called an, that becomes an affidavit, right? Okay, चलते हैं आगे. The next word is not exactly a legal term, more of an English word, but at times used in law. The word is alter ego. Okay, देखिए, like इसको how do you pronounce this word? बहुत लोग alter ego बोलते हैं, alter र. So you should never stress on the R when it comes in the end. ये ध्यान रखिए, right? So you guys are going to be future lawyers. You have to be good at your communication because communication is everything in the field of law, right? So alter, कभी भी कोई R अगर लास्ट में आए किसी वर्ड के तो उस पर स्ट्रेस नहीं करना चाहिए, उसको साइलेंट रखना चाहिए. So the right pronunciation of this word will be alter ego. Alter ego. Now what is an alter ego? See, इसके दो meanings होते हैं. An alter ego is a person who's very much like you, very close to you, very much of the similar mentality like you, right? Like आपका सबसे close friend, your closest friend could be your alter ego. Fine. And there is one more meaning to this word. Like, have you seen that movie Karthik Calling Karthik? Multiple personalities within a same person. उनको भी एक दूसरे का alter egos बोलते हैं, right? I think ये movie देखी होगी आपने, Aparichit the Stranger, right? It is taken from a South Indian movie. Fine. So Aparichit the Stranger में जैसे जो उसका उस मूवी का प्रोटैगनिस्ट था, चलिए एक और इंग्लिश वर्ड मिल रहा है हमें यहाँ, प्रोटैगनिस्ट. उस मूवी का जो प्रोटैगनिस्ट था, मतलब जो मूवी का हीरो था, उसके अंदर तीन पर्सनालिटीज रहते हैं, उन तीनों पर्सनालिटीज को एक दूसरे का ऑल्टर ईगो बोल सकते हैं, राइट? सो ऑल्टर ईगो इज मल्टीपल पर्सनालिटीज या टू पीपल हु हैव सिमिलर पर्सनालिटीज. लेट मी टेक यू टू द नेक्स्ट वर्ड. द नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड, पुराने क्लैट पेपर्स में आया हुआ वर्ड है, एंड द वर्ड इज amicus curiae. The next term is amicus curiae, a very important word, क्योंकि ये पिछले बहुत सारे एग्जाम्स में पूछा गया है. So what is amicus curiae? See, we'll talk about this word. First, let's talk about the word root. Amicus, what is it derived from? Have you heard of this word amigo? Amigo सुना है आपने? क्या आपने मूवी देखी जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा? ZNMD. Have you watched that movie? In that, Hrithik Roshan would say, "Hey amigos, hey amigo hola." All right. So basically, amigo means friend. Okay. Amigo is a Latin term which means friend. So amicus means friend, and curiae means court, court of law. So amicus curiae basically means a friend of the court. ठीक है. सो amicus curiae का लिटरल मीनिंग है फ्रेंड ऑफ द कोर्ट. टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग amicus curiae क्या होता है? सी amicus curiae मतलब सपोज दो लोगों के बीच में केस चल रहा है, अगेन पार्टी 1 एंड पार्टी 2, एंड देयर इज सम थर्ड पार्टी जिसका केस से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, वो कोर्ट की मदद करता है इस केस को सॉल्व करने में, कुछ अपने साइड से एविडेंस प्रोवाइड करके या कुछ अच्छे लॉजिकल पॉइंट्स प्रोवाइड करके. तो उस थर्ड पार्टी को amicus curiae बोलेंगे, क्योंकि वो फ्रेंड है, दोस्त है कोर्ट का. ओके, क्योंकि उसने कोर्ट की मदद की जल्दी से अपने डिसीजन पे पहुंचने के लिए, राइट? सो amicus curiae means a friend of the court or a person, a third person who is not related to the parties in contention. He helps the court to reach a decision. That particular person would be called an amicus curiae. Okay, now let's do one thing which is I think a very important exercise. जब भी आप legal terms कर रहे हैं तो उससे related English vocabulary भी आपको build करना चाहिए parallelly. So let me talk about some words, English words which are related to this word, right? So amigo से related देखिए, सबसे पहले everyone has heard this word amity. टीवी पे आप लोग daily ads देखते हैं Amity University, right? So amity is again related to friendliness, being friendly. Basically it means brotherhood या भाईचारा. हिंदी में हम जो बोलते हैं भाईचारा, brotherhood, that is what amity means, right? Then there is this word amiable. Amiable means someone who's very friendly. A friendly person would be called an amiable person. Amiable का एक और synonym है amenable. Amenable again means friendly. So if someone is amiable or amenable, that means that particular person is friendly, very friendly. Then there is one more term, amicable. Okay, amicable again means friendly, but this is not used for people. Okay, you cannot say that Ram is an amicable guy. No, Ram is an amiable guy, Ram is an amenable guy, but amicable cannot be used with people. Amicable basically is used with relations. Okay, so you can say that, say India and America, India and the US share an amicable relationship. That is, they have, a friendly relationship. Whereas India and Pakistan do not share an amicable relationship, right? So these are the words, related to this root word amigo, that means friend. Friend se related, ye sare words hain. Okay? Can someone tell me a few more words? Like अब सब ऑनलाइन है, फ्रेंडली से रिलेटेड कोई और वर्ड्स आप भेज सकते हैं चैट पे. फ्रेंडलीनेस से रिलेटेड, कैन आई हियर सम वर्ड्स फ्रॉम यू? लेट्स सी हाउ अवेयर यू गाइज आर. People there, people listening. Hello. Hi. I cannot see any messages after 6:50. So, are we going live? Or is there any technical issue? Things are going good, right? Can you send me some words related to the word amiable? No. No one has any words with them. ठीक है, आगे चलें फिर, या हमने सारे वर्ड्स डिस्कस कर लिए हैं? क्या हम इतना डिटेल ले जा रहे हैं क्लास को दैट वी आर डिस्कसिंग एवरी वर्ड विदाउट अ सिंगल वर्ड बीइंग लेफ्ट? Someone send some synonyms? No one is knowing sir, भेज रहा है कोई, यशवर्धन. ओके चलो ठीक है, देखिए थोड़ा बहुत तो चीट भी कर सकते थे गूगल से निकाल के. एनीवेज नो इश्यूज, लेट्स गो अहेड. ठीक है, लेट्स गो अहेड. एटलीस्ट पीपल आर ऑनलाइन, आई कैन सी दैट. ओके, सो लेट्स गो अहेड. Let me take you to the next word, and the next word is, okay, now we're going to talk about a very important root word जिससे related 4-5 legal terms हैं. We'll be taking one by one, right? And all these words have been in the previous CLAT exams. So the root word is animus, and the first legal term related to the word animus is this, animus comprehendi. Okay, देखिए, what does animus mean? Animus मतलब intent, mind, आपका दिमाग, right? So animus basically means आपका mind, आपका intent. Intent मतलब किसी चीज को करने की इच्छा, right? You want to do something or don't want to do something, that intention or intent means animus means that, right? Comprehendi sounds like contract. Now what is a contract? A contract, is an agreement between two people. A legal agreement between two people is a contract. Like जब आप suppose अपनी कार बेचते हैं किसी को, उनसे पैसे लेके आप कार बेचते हैं, that's a contract. ठीक है, आप अपना घर रेंट पर लेते हैं और वहां रहते हैं, that is a contract. You have a contract with the house owner, right? So animus comprehendi means the intention to contract. The intention to contract. देखिए, what does that mean? When there is a contract between two people, there has to be an free consent and intention by both the parties to contract. ठीक है, दोनों parties खुले दिल से अगर contract करें तो हम बोलेंगे कि there was an animus comprehendi from both the sides. ठीक है, but अगर मान लीजिए दोनों में से किसी एक पार्टी को फोर्स करके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कराया गया, मतलब उनका फ्री कंसेंट नहीं था, तब हम बोलेंगे कि उस बंदे का एनिमस कॉन्ट्रहेंडी नहीं था. ओके, लाइक इफ समवन इज एंटरिंग इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विदाउट अ फ्री विल, वी वुड से दैट दैट गाय डिड नॉट हैव एन एनिमस कॉन्ट्रहेंडी. He did not have the intention to contract, he was forced into the contract, right? So animus means intent, animus comprehendi is intention to contract. Now, let me take you to the next word from the same root word animus, and the next word is animus nocendi. The next word is animus nocendi. And animus nocendi means the intention to harm. Animus nocendi is the intention to harm. So basically, if you have an intention to harm someone, we would say that आपका animus nocendi था, right? And मान लीजिए आपके अगेंस्ट कोई केस हुआ, आप एक केस के डिफेंडेंट हैं, किसी ने आपके अगेंस्ट केस किया तो आप उसके डिफेंडेंट हुए. इफ यू आर अ डिफेंडेंट इन अ केस, एंड अगर आप प्रूव कर दें कि आपका एनिमस नोसेंडी नहीं था, if you can prove that you did not have animus nocendi or the intention to harm the other person, then you could be, let free by the court. Okay, you can be absolved. ABSOLVED. Absolved मतलब आपको free छोड़ देगा court, and you will be, not guilty. उस केस में आप guilty नहीं रहेंगे. Okay, let me take you to the next word then. Animus contrahendi, animus nocendi. The next word is animus possidendi. Animus possidendi. Now, which literally means the intention to possess. Okay, so animus possidendi means the intention to possess. Like, क्या आप किसी चीज या किसी मटेरियल को पोजेस करना चाहते थे, इंटेंशन आपका था या नहीं था. Okay, for example, say I'll give you a practical example. Okay, suppose there was a person, there was this terrorist जो कि एक बॉम्ब लेके भाग रहा था. Okay, there was a terrorist who was running with a bomb in his hand, and suddenly he confronts the police, and what he does is he just throws his bomb into your house. मतलब आपके घर के अंदर फेंक के वो चला जाता है. Okay, and the next day the same bomb is आपके घर से वो बॉम्ब मिलता है. Okay, the police find that bomb from your home. Okay, and they put you behind the bars. Okay, so they take you to the court, they put you behind the bars. So in this case, if you can prove that you did not have the animus possidendi, आपका intention नहीं था उस बॉम्ब को possess करने का, वो तो by chance गलती से वहां उसने, like आपकी गलती नहीं थी, आप उसको possess नहीं करना चाहते थे, वो उस चोर ने वहां गलती से वो छोड़ के चला गया. If you can prove that कि आप did not have the intention to possess, then you can be guilty. You can be not guilty in that case, and you can be set free by the court, right? Okay, let me take you to the next word. The next word is animus से जो अगला word है, which is the last word with animus. The word is animus revertendi. Okay, so what does revert mean? Revert means to return, वापस देना. It means to return या लौटाना. Okay, so animus revertendi. Oh, sorry. I've written it in the wrong place. यहाँ आना चाहिए animus revertendi. Okay, the actual word was animus revertendi, and it means the intention to return. Okay, like आपने किसी की कोई चीज ली एंड बिना बताए ले लिया, एंड आपका लेकिन इंटेंशन था कि उसको लौटा दें. देयर वाज एन इमरजेंसी और सच अ सिचुएशन कि आपको उसको लेना पड़ा. ओके, और आप बता सकें कि यू हैड द इंटेंशन टू रिटर्न और द एनिमस रिवर्टेंडी, देन आप पे कोई केस नहीं होगा. बट इफ यू कैन नॉट प्रूव दैट, अगर आप ये प्रूव नहीं कर पाए कि आप लौटाना चाहते थे, तो डेफिनेटली आप पे थेफ्ट का केस, चोरी का केस हो सकता है. ओके, सो जस्ट नाउ वी डिस्कस 4 टर्म्स with the common root word animus. So what were the terms? Animus contrahendi, animus nocendi. Animus contrahendi was the intention to contract. Animus nocendi was the intention to harm. Animus revertendi was the intention to return. And animus possidendi was the intention to possess. Okay, now let me take you through a few more words, and with that we'll stop. We'll be discussing last 5 words of the day. Day 1 hai, we'll not do too much. We've already done around 15 words, so we'll be doing 5 more words, right? So the next word, the next legal term is a very, very important legal term. A very important legal term, and the legal term is actus reus. देखिए, actus reus is a very common legal term used in law, right? Especially in the law of crimes. Okay, also in the law of torts and almost every law. So what is actus reus? देखिए, जब भी एक crime होता है, whenever a crime happens, it is said that there are 2 elements of that crime. One of them is mens rea and the second element is actus reus. Now what are these two things? See, mens rea is the mental element of crime. It is the mental element of crime. ये क्या होता है? I'll discuss it in detail. Wait, just make a note of it first. So mens rea is a mental element and this is the actual physical act of crime, the criminal act. Okay, now what are these two terms? देखिए, see, मान लीजिए आपके माइंड में आया कि देयर वाज सम गाय जिसने आपको बहुत नुकसान पहुंचाया है, सो आई वांट टू बीट दिस गाय अप. ठीक है, इसको मैं पीटूंगा, आई विल टेक अ स्टिक एंड बीट दिस गाय अप रियली बैड. ओके, तो आपके माइंड में जो इंटेंशन है, जो बदले की भावना है, ओके, दैट इज द मेंस रेया. ओके, द मेंटल एलिमेंट, द इंटेंशन कि मुझे उस बंदे को पीटना है, आई वांट टू हिट दैट गाय, दैट मेंटल एलिमेंट इज मेंस रेया. एंड द एक्चुअल फिजिकल एक्ट, जब आप जाके उस बंदे को यू हिट हिम विद अ स्टिक, डंडी से पीटते हो, दैट फिजिकल एक्ट इज कॉल्ड मेंस, द फिजिकल एक्ट इज कॉल्ड एक्टस रेस. राइट, सो इन एवरी क्राइम there is a mental element, mens rea, and a physical act, actus reus. Okay, and जब ये दोनों का combination होता है, this plus this, we say that a crime has been committed. Okay, अगर इन दोनों में से कोई भी एक element missing हो, तो that person can escape saying कि ये दोनों elements नहीं थे तो मैंने crime नहीं किया. Okay, so these are the two basic elements of a crime. And now let me take you to the last three words of the day, last three words of the evening, and the next legal term that we're going to discuss is Audi Alterum Partem. Audi Alterum Partem. Now see, again, it's a very good word, it's a very good legal term, Audi Alterum Partem. देखिए, Audi, what does that mean? Audi is related to the word audible. Audible से related है ये, right? So Audi means to hear. Sunna, to hear someone, right? Alterum, see, alter always means other, दूसरा, other, right? देखिए, alter, alternate बोलते हैं ना हम लोग. I'll meet you on alternate days, मतलब एक एक दिन छोड़ के. I'm looking for some alternatives, मतलब कुछ options देख रहा हूँ, दूसरे options. So alter basically means other. Okay, and partem basically means party, right? So Audi Alterum Partem literally means to listen to the other party. Okay, that means देखिए, एक केस में दो parties होते हैं, so the court first listens to one party and then it gives a fair chance to the other party to speak. ठीक है, कोई भी केस का हियरिंग ऐसा नहीं होता है कि सिर्फ एक पार्टी की बात सुनी एंड दे गिव अ फाइनल डिसीजन, ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. The court has to listen to the other party also before coming to a decision. ठीक है? So Audi Alterum Partem basically means listen to the other party also. Okay? And without this, no case can come to a conclusion. Okay, let me take you to the last two terms of the evening. So the second last term of the evening is one word जो कि पिछले साल के क्लैट में आया था. The term is bona vacantia. Bona vacantia, which means ownerless goods. Ownerless goods. Okay? देखिए, I think vacantia से आप समझ सकते हैं. Vacantia means vacant. Vacant means खाली. There is no one who owns those goods. ठीक है? Like suppose you drop your mobile on the road. Okay, you forget your mobile somewhere, it falls on the road and you leave that place. ठीक है? So that becomes an ownerless good. And that can be called a bona vacantia, right? So this was a part of CLAT 2017. CLAT 17 के paper का ये word है, right? And now let me take you to the last word of the day. The last word of the day is again a very common legal term. The legal term is caveat emptor. Caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. Let the buyer beware, right? Let the buyer beware matlab, whenever you go to a shop and buy something, you have to be careful that whatever you're purchasing, you check it properly and then purchase. For example, आप एक शॉप में गए, you go to a shop, ठीक है, आपने एक पेन खरीदा, आपने चेक नहीं किया वो पेन लिखाता है कि नहीं, आप घर लेके चले गए, ठीक है, 2-3 दिन बाद जब आपने निकाला एंड यूज किया तो देखा कि पेन खराब है, एंड वापस ले जाके अगर आप शॉपकीपर को देंगे तो ही मे रिफ्यूज टू एक्सेप्ट इट बैक, क्योंकि यहां पे इस तरह के सेल में, छोटे छोटे सेल्स में केवीए टेम्पटर होता है, दैट इज खरीदते समय ही आपको, यू आर द बायर, आपको अवेयर रहना है कि वो चीज सही है कि नहीं। अगर आप गलत चीज लेके गए तो आपकी गलती है, द शॉपकीपर इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दैट। यस, अनटिल अनलेस देयर इज अ गारंटी और वारंटी ऑन इट, ठीक है, गारंटी होगा तो ही विल चेंज इट, अदरवाइज फॉर नॉर्मल थिंग्स, छोटे छोटी चीजों के लिए द बायर हैज टू बी अवेयर कि वो कहीं गलत चीजें ना ले जाए, राइट। एंड चलिए इससे एक इस टर्म पे आए हैं तो एक लास्ट टर्म और मैं बता देता हूं, देयर इज अ टर्म कॉल्ड caveat venditor, okay, caveat venditor, venditor देखिए derived from the term vendor, vendor मतलब seller, बेचने वाला, so this basically means let the seller beware, okay, let the seller beware मतलब suppose say I own a medical shop, ठीक है, I own a medical shop, I'm selling medicines, now that's you can say that's a very responsible kind of a job, right? Now if I sell some medicine to a person जो कि बिना डॉक्टर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के आया, someone came without a prescription and I sold him some medicines, and due to that he got some ill effects or say some infections or some problems, in that case he can sue me, okay, sorry, not that person, I mean in this case definitely there can be a case against me, okay, because as a vendor, as a medical shop owner, I should have been aware कि बिना prescription को किसी को कोई दवाई नहीं देनी है, and if I do that, that's my mistake, okay. So all right, with that we come to the end of today's class, and the next class will be held on Saturday evening, where again we'll be talking about, you know, polity. Yeah, we'll be talking about Saturday we are going to start constitution, which is a very important part of your CLAT 2019, so definitely उस class को attend करिए। We'll start sharp at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock we'll end, okay. देखिए being our first class, I'm not posting any practice test today, but next class onwards, class के तुरंत बाद we'll be posting a practice test on our portal, जिसका लिंक है testhub.foolsden.com, ठीक है, and you know what, it's free of cost, कोई charges नहीं है, go to testhub.foolsden.com, register yourself and you will get all these free practice tests, practice sessions after the class, right? Now I'm open for doubts and discussion, जो भी चीजें हमने डिस्कस की हैं इससे रिलेटेड, अगर इफ यू हैव सम डाउट्स वी कैन डिस्कस। ओके ओके ग्रेट, आई एम गेटिंग सम गुड वर्ड्स लाइक, अच्छा वो फ्रेंडली के सिनोनिम्स अभी लोग भेज रहे हैं, आप शायद पहले भेजा होगा आपने, मैं अभी देख रहा हूं, एफेबल, कॉर्डियल, गुड। देखिए कॉर्डियल रिलेशंस बोलते हैं ना, कॉर्डियल रिलेशंस मतलब अच्छे रिलेशंस, एफेबल अगेन इज फ्रेंडली, ओके दैट्स ग्रेट, ओके ऑल राइट। आप बताइए, इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स प्लीज लेट मी नो एंड शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस हियर, शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस हियर एंड गो, यू कैन वॉच अदर वीडियोस ऑफ फूल्स इन आल्सो, वहां पे भी आप अपने कमेंट्स, एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर कर सकते हैं। सो डिड यू गाइज लाइक द क्लास? इफ यस गिव मी अ थम्स अप, इफ यू लाइक द क्लास गिव मी अ थम्स अप, बिकॉज सी आपका मोटिवेशन, आप जो पॉजिटिव कमेंट्स देंगे वही हमें मोटिवेट करेगा। ओके आई हैव गॉट सम थम्स अप, थैंक यू। Acha, Roshan Kumar is asking, please sir, please tell how questions are asked on this. See, there will be direct questions. ठीक है, you will be giving this, they will be given this term oddie, alterum, partum, and there will be 4 options. इसका meaning क्या है? You have to pick the right option. ठीक है, Roshan? Yes, more comments. If you have any doubts also you can ask, or any other comments. Oh, great! Thank you so much, sir. Great experience. It was a great experience for me also. You know, first time we are going online. So far we have been taking offline classes, but first time we are going online, and yes, I can see a lot of thumbs up there. And thank you so much. Yeah, please let your friends know about these classes, right? I don't think in India there is any other class जो कि free of cost है और आपको quality training देंगे, right? अच्छा, I forgot to talk about the team. I think I talked about the team, right? It's a team of 5 people, all experienced teachers, and जैसे जैसे आप classes attend करेंगे, you'll get to know every teacher. Okay, my name is Bala, and please let your friends also to know about this. You know, the more people we get, the better it will be. We'll have a better experience. We'll be, you know, able to dedicate more hours, more effort into it. अच्छा, someone is asking कि CLAT 2018 दिया है, मेरा सिलेक्शन नहीं हो पाया है तो 1 ईयर ड्रॉप लेना चाहिए क्या? सत्यम, व्हाट वाज योर स्कोर? सत्यम, आई वुड से अगर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस है तो ड्रॉप लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि सी क्लैट में अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत अच्छा है। अराउंड 50,000 लोग क्लैट देते हैं, उसमें 2,500 लोगों का एनएलयू सिलेक्शन होता है। सो दैट इज 1:20 का रेशियो, वो किसी और एग्जाम में नहीं मिलेगा। डेफिनेटली यू कैन टेक अ ब्रेक, I mean you can take a drop, right? Can I follow Taxman as a dropper? Yes, definitely you can follow Taxman. It's a very good book. It's a great book. Satyam 68, you can definitely go for it. 68 score है, देखिए थोड़ा सा हार्ड वर्क करेंगे तो you can score 100 plus, and 100 plus is more than enough. Satyam Sahu, okay, I think you're from Chhattisgarh, right? Sahu. Okay, so the next class will be on Saturday evening, same time, 6 o'clock. Please let your friends also know. उस दिन हम लोग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन करेंगे, ओके। एंड अच्छा, क्विकली कैन आई नो लाइक विच प्लेस आर यू गाइज फ्रॉम? जो भी जिस भी जगह से हैं, प्लीज शेयर योर प्लेस नेम्स। कहाँ से हैं आप लोग? देयर आर डिफरेंट पीपल, डिफरेंट नेम्स, नॉर्थ इंडियंस, साउथ इंडियंस, एवरीवन आर देयर, एवरीवनस देयर। कौन कौन से जगह से हैं आप लोग? कैन यू शेयर दैट विद मी? विद दैट वील एंड द सेशन। Okay. Okay, there are people from Rajasthan, Meerut. Suggest any workbook for English, Akansha. Akansha, to be very frank, there is no proper workbook for English. There is one book, but that is not for CLAT. Like SP Bakshi ek book hai. That is a general book for most of the competitive exams. But for CLAT, there is no specific book. Okay, Akansha Das is from Bhilai. That's great. Hi Akansha, even we are from Bhilai. That's great. People are there from Kerala, Rajasthan, Bihar. Kerala guys, could you understand the class? You know, it was a bit in Hindi. Hopefully everyone was able to understand the class. Satyam Sahu from Chhattisgarh. 118, yes, you can expect a good NLU. Kartikeya, you can expect a good NLU. 118 is a decent score. Alan Chakos from Kerala. Oh, Vidya Saran is a Tamilian but residing in Jammu. Hi Vidya. Nanun Tamil da. Basically I'm a Tamilian. Okay, that's great. There are people from Gurgaon, Haryana. Suggest a book for static GK. Static GK, I would suggest you, there is a book called Lucent, Lucent. You know, where almost everything of static GK is there, and it's in short. So you can go for that. There are people from Aligarh, UP, Meerut. Please share the address of the institute. Oh my God. So Akansha, you want the address of the institute? In Bhilai? Okay, that's great. See, online we are by the name of Fool's Den. Offline we are by the name of, in the name of 4D Education Hub. 4D Education Hub, which is located in Civic Center, 162 New Civic Center. This is our address. 162 New Civic Center. You can come there. मेरा नाम बाला है. You can ask for my name. We can meet. You know, you can we can have a discussion there. Okay, all right. So with that, we'll end today's class. Hopefully everyone had a great experience today. We had a wonderful experience, you know, interacting with all you people from around the country. And so with that, I'm signing off. Thank you so much. Okay, and just try to watch our videos, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on Saturday evening, 6 o'clock with a session on Constitution. Thank you. Bye-bye.